Tyd vlieg. Welkom by die tweede episode van Aitsa, kykers. Ek is Titus Daniels en nooi julle saam op my reis deur die hartklop van Afrika. Hier vertel mense vir ons hulle stories en ons wys vir julle hulle dorpe. Aitsa is mos joune, syne, julle en ook almal van hulle aan die ander kant van ons grensesinne en dit maak Aitsa 'n lekker ding. Welcome back. We traveled to Farm Namseb near Maltahöhe, where Nopal implemented an initiative that aims to empower local communities by creating jobs, provide livestock feed, and enhance food security. Guido van Wittersheim, the owner of Namseb, provides us with an update on the cultivation of Opuntia ficus indica, commonly known as prickly pear, on his farm.
It has been going very well. All our hopes and our expectations have been met, even been better than met. So we are quite positive. We have had good growth and we are very happy with the progress. That season was incredible. It was good. It always rained, sometimes every week or every 2 weeks, enough rain. We didn't have to water a lot. And as you know, rainwater is the best for growth. And so I think that helped a lot. It saved us water and work on one side. On the other side, it really gave the plants a boost. And they did very well. They appreciated that rain and gave us good results. The last few months we didn't have to water a lot because of the good rain. But now we are back to the program again. And there we are dealing with a plant that is fantastically adapted to our climate because it is very heat resistant. It doesn't lose a lot of moisture by evaporation. And because of that, it doesn't need a lot of water. So our current program, we are giving water to the field at 1 liter per plant per week. So currently the nursery, the field that we are working on, we have around 35,000 plants on that. So that means we are using about 35,000 to 40,000 liter per week. So that's in terms of big plastic tanks, that's like 4 10,000 liter tanks of water that we need per week. Anybody who knows about gardening knows that this is very, very little water, considering we are talking about 35,000 plants. This program allows us to water the plants without any impact on the environment. It's a very low impact project. And yeah, we're getting good results. So we are quite happy about that. Amazingly, we didn't have any major problems here. We have not yet had any real challenges. The plants are very hardy, very resistant. The only little challenge we had this year was by the dickpens or Abraham Bupens.
Yeah.
Because of the good rains, there were thousands of them around. And apparently they really like the Ubuntia, the plants, and also the fruit. We didn't have a lot of fruit this year, but that was one thing where we saw, okay, this could be a problem if we have maybe a few good rainy seasons and these bugs are getting out of hand because they are really eating the plants and damaging them. For now, it was okay. It was only certain areas a little bit, but not a big issue. But one has to be careful and keep that in mind. And but apparently you can just collect them when they become a problem. You just go through the rows, you pick them up, and then after a few days you reduce the number enough so it isn't a problem anymore. Yeah, the big project, we are still busy with the fencing. This is a bit more, it takes a bit more time than we expected. We also had some damage from the rainfalls, some water runoff that loosened some of the poles. So we did have to do some repair, but they are still busy with setting up the fence. We are quite advanced by now. I hope we'll be ready in maybe 3 or 4 months.
Yes.
So then we can start proceeding with operations there. Before it's not fully fenced, it doesn't make any sense because, of course, the baboons are just waiting for that opportunity. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's our next step for the big project. Just get the fencing done.
Can you give us an overall overview of where the project is going?
Yeah, the project is still going ahead in the direction where we want it to go. We still see a lot of positive opportunity, a lot of potential for this plant and all its benefits that you can get from it. So we are just going forward with it step by step. The final decision on which direction we are going with this, there are so many options. It's not easy to decide. Mm-hmm. There's the option, of course, of the carbon credits, which is very interesting. Then there's of biofuel. Then it's the fruit. There are many different ways to utilize the plant, also as animal fodder. So there are still, the avenues are all there. So we are still fine-tuning, figuring out which will be the most profitable and also the most practicable way to go on with the project, and then finally how we're going to utilize the plants. But that we're going to utilize them, that's for sure, and it's going in the right way, the right direction. We have good growth, and we are very positive about where it's going.
So one of the positive spin-offs in this arid country is the usage of the plant as animal feed.
Yes. Yeah.
What does it hold in for Namibia, that aspect?
I think it can have a huge potential for Namibia. There are many farmers already who are utilizing it. Some farmers have been utilizing it for generations already. It's not a very well-known fact, but these plants are good. They're very nutritious. They are low maintenance. They have a lot of moisture in them. They have a lot of fiber in them. And if you treat them correctly, if you give them the nutrients they need, they also they've got quite some protein in. It can be used just plain under certain circumstances, but it is always a good mixer with other like rough food, with straw, with grass, with some additives. So it can be a base for a lot of different feeds. It can be dried. One could think about it if one has a good access about pellet production, like Lucerne pellets. You could replace maybe by Opuntia pellets. Yes. So there's a huge potential, I think, and it needs much less water than any other plant that we use for fodder.
When could you possibly harvest cladduts?
We are now at the stage. We planted the plants in July, August, and now we already have an average growth of more than 7 cladduts per mother plant. So what we put in the ground, it's already times 7. We have it on the field. One could start harvesting now the first plants or cladduts to replant. Since we are still busy with the fence for the big project, we still let them grow. The longer they grow, the more volume they get, the stronger they get. That's all storage that they can utilize when you plant them. Some energy. So yeah, we are just letting them grow now until we are ready. We could start harvesting now from the first project, but we are not ready with a big field at the moment. But as soon as we are ready there, we've got a good solid foundation to build on. It is a huggable cactus, yeah, because it is a cactus. Some biologists would probably disagree and say it's not exactly a cactus, but it looks like one, and but it is spineless. Basically, it doesn't have any thorns. It has a few thorns, but not that it is a big issue. So it's not totally spineless, but it is spineless enough to be huggable and to be used for a lot of different applications.
A plant that helps combat climate change by absorbing carbon dioxide, preventing desertification, and improving soil health. Shoo! What a story to tell. Viva Namibia! None of the investment projects valued at 15 million Namibian dollars, which were planned for Luderitz State Hospital in the development budget for the 2021-2022 to 2023-2024 fiscal years, have been implemented to date. That was discovered during an inspection visit by the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Gender Equality, Health and Social Affairs. The chairman of the committee and a member of Parliament, Nona Katsingisua, tells us about the workings of the committee.
The committee is given the power to handle gender equality, health and social welfare. So with them is that they as a committee set and decide on matters surrounding people or problems which people are having, or about the capital projects and so on. And having 24 members, they go out as an oversight, inquire, monitor, and then bring it back to the committee, and then later report back to Parliament for consideration, and then the recommendations will be implemented by the Prime Minister's office to the different offices. So for now, we have gathered information from here, so we'll go back as a committee, sit, and then later to Parliament, and then to the different ministries through our Secretary of Parliament. We want to have service to our people, and if we don't implement what we are preaching, it shall not work. My take on this session was that they were not aware of the projects which we brought to them. We wanted to hear about the renovations or the projects which was budgeted by the Parliament, and they were not aware of anything, but the problems, what they are having, is what was in the capital project. They wanted renovation of X-ray, they wanted renovation of theatre, they wanted renovation of the roof, but that was also the purpose why we came here. We have thought of it was already implemented, but it was not. So we will go back and report back, and soon I hope that this shall be through their ministry back, and then the renovation will take place. But more, their complaint is like there is no one coming this side. They are isolated as they are very far. So, but with what we are going to report to Parliament, I think more recommendations will be done, and then implementation shall take place, and hope that they will attend to those problems. Hope the ministry will come and see it by herself. It was also more about transport, more about smaller things like fire extinguishers. Those were something funny for them to wait for years not to have that. The laundry machine, they have to travel to Keetmanshoop to do their laundry there, but it's not good. I think those smaller things should be attended to so that we can finally not waste money for transport, fuel, and so on. The minister have budgeted for this in the last budget. So I hope that with this, they are also included into. Maybe it's a matter of implementation, but I don't know how far it is, but it's also good that they have mentioned so that we can also report back and then ask the minister whether they can help these people who are crying about the shortage of human resources.
In a case like this, accountability is key, as the saying goes. En nou vir iets baie spesiaals. By Shark Eiland in Luderitz staan 'n bloedrooi huisie op 'n koppie. Titus, die NWR se bestuurder vir die Shark Eiland Ruskamp, vertel vir ons meer. Meneer Titus, julle het 'n baie unieke plekkie hier op Shark Eiland in Luderitz. Vertel vir ons meer hiervan.
Ja, dankie vir die voorreg. Soos almal weet, in Luderitz het ons net een Shark Eiland. En Shark Eiland, soos ons weet, is 'n geskiedkundige plek. En currently op die oomblik is dit NWR wat die toerismebedryf bedrywe hier op Shark Eiland. Ons het 'n kampeerterrein waar ons al die fasiliteite het, maar baie uniek is dit 'n lighthouse wat ons het, waar elkeen kan sien soos hy in Luderitz inkom. En die huisie is 'n huis op sy eie, maar daar is 2 kamers in. Ons het 2 kamers, een met 'n groot king bed, die koningsbed wat iemand miskien verwag. En die ander ene het ons 2 enkelbedders daarin. Dit wil sê, die huis kan 4 mense vat. Die pryse is baie mooi en ook affordable vir Namibianers. Hoekom ek nou so sê is 1210 per persoon per dag. Maar vir Namibianers het elkeen nou 'n 25% afslag, wat baie goed is. En vir die ou mense gooi ons nie weg nie. Ou mense het 35% afslag op die 1210. So die huis is baie mooi gedoen. Binnekant, jy bring net jou kos en jou drankie saam. En jy sal nie praat van die uitsig nie. Die enigste mooi uitsig in Luderitz wat jy op 'n toring bo sal het. Baie mooi. Ja, dit is die huis wat ons nou hier het, lighthouse. Elkeen kan die huis boek. Kyk, of jy nou 2 is, as 2 die huis boek, die huis is julle sin. As jy alleen is en jy boek die huis, dis joune alleen. Die hele huis is julle sin. Nou, as iemand miskien wil boek, ek is meneer Titus, Ek is die bestuurder van Shark Eiland hier van NWR se kant af. Hulle kan vir my kontak op my selfoonnommer, dis die beste, 081 03 94823. En hulle kan die landlyn kan hulle ook bel, 063 20 5272 kan hulle bel. Dit is waar hulle vir my kan kry en ek kan hulle ook direk
Wat sal u boodskap wees vir Namibiërs en toeriste wat hierna kyk?
Wat ek vir hulle sal sê is, en Namibianers, wat ek hulle sal aanraai en sê, die boodskap van my is, ons moet begin travel. Ons moet nie daar by die huise sit nie, dit is nou genoeg. Ons moet ons eie land ken. Nou, ook vir almal, al die toeriste wat sal kom, ek sal hulle graag uitnooi, laat hulle, as hulle in Luderitz kom, hier in Luderitz, laat hulle nie hier vanaf opstaan en moet teruggaan sonder om Shark Eiland Lighthouse of Shark Eiland self te kom sien nie. Want dit is 'n baie lekker plek.
Nou, weet julle ook van die mooiste rooi huisie in Luderitz. 'n Plekkie met 'n asemrowende uitsig. Gaan boek gerus in en ondervind iets echt Namibiaans en uniek. In sportnuus het Rangers van Rosh Pinah verseker dat hulle weer volgende seisoen in die Kharas Tweede Liga gaan kompeteer met 'n oortuigende 4-0 oorwinning teen Man United in 'n do-or-die clash wat afgespeel het in Luderitz. Afrigter Klaas Blom deel sy blydskap met ons. Die relegation X gesurvive. Hoe voel je?
Dat is een van de hardste tijden. Of ik kan zeggen, om een span op te brengen en om een span te verloren is een van de hardste. Maar voor hierdie tijd heeft ons besluit, ons moet die relegatie. Ons moet het. Ons het nie 'n keuse nie. Ons sien ons nie in derde divisie of daaronder nie. Ons sien ons vorentoe. Al die jare wat ons ingekom het, is het 2010 ingekom in die Coastal Soccer. Ons het 2014 het ons West Round 8 gespeel. Ons het vir Rondo Chiefs, hy was die Premier League span daai tyd. Ons het hom uitgehaal. Ons het die quotas gespeeld teen African Stars, een van die grootste spanne. Hulle kon ons nie uitoorleen nie. Hulle het vir ons net op die laaste minute kon hulle vir ons wen met hulle se experience. Nou, as jy so 'n groot span het met sulke history, kan jy regtig waar nie toelaat dat jy dit laat doodgaan nie. So vir my was dit ek kon nie slaap nie. En dit was baie hard. Dit was een van die toughste games wat ek ooit gehad het om redelijk. Alle jare het ek het 7 seisoene het ek back-to-back staan en gewen Coastal. En ek was die champion van Coastal. So om vir my en my span daaronder te sien, ek kan dit nie. Hier vanaf verder, met die span wat hulle voel, hulle weet nou, hoe voel dit om daaronder te lê en om te baklei. Maar ons gaan terug en ons sal volgende seisoen aan ons hart terugkom. Ons het al klaar paar borge en alles agter ons gekry en ek het hulle gesê, ek kan nie teruggaan en die borge gaan sê ons is gerelegate nie, dan het ons niks nie. So vir volgende seisoen se visie is dit wat hulle deurgebring en dit wat ek vir hulle op die tafel gesit het en gesê het, clean sheet, jy kry dit. Winning bonus, we don't have, ons het nie geld nie, maar ek het vir hulle R3000 op die spel gesit en gesê,
Wat sou jy sê, het vandag by julle as span die knoop deurgehak?
die deursettingsvermoë om in die liga in te bly. En elke speler het sy kant gebring.
As jy 'n speler van die wedstryd kan aanwys, wie sou dit wees?
Ek sal sê, die mannetjie wat ons vandag in die diepkant ingegooi het, Klaas Blom, die goalkeeper, is die eerste keer wat die palle kom staan. Hy het op akademie die palle gestaan, maar vir vandag het ons vir hom gesê, ons kyk net op jou, dit wat jy het, moet jy uitkrap en bring. Die boodskap aan die span is, ons moet beginne sokker ernstig vat, want om as 'n span te floreer, moet jy dissipline hê, jy moet deursettingsvermoë hê, jy moet luister dat dit wat gesê word en leer uit jou foute uit. So vir my span, ek is die blyste vandag.
En dit bring ons aan die einde van nog 'n Aitsa episode. Ek het mos gesê, tyd vlieg, maar ek hoop van harte julle het hierdie eg Namibiaanse episode geniet. Dankie vir julle wat kyk en moenie vergeet om ons te volg op Facebook nie. En besoek gerus ons webwerf by aitsafrika.com.na vir meer inhoud van 'n wye verskeidenheid. Vertel gerus vir almal van Aitsa. Tot 'n volgende keer. Adios.